Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. I know it's 3:15. I know a lot of you guys are hungry, but inshallah, just give me a few minutes to introduce myself and really talk about, when we talk about community building, what we're talking about. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen. Wa salatu wa salam ala Rasulih al-Kareem. Wa ala alihi wa sahbihi ajma'in. You know, when you think about medical students for a second, and when we think about professional athletes, one of the things we don't realize is that they have very strict regimens. They spend and have very serious schedules where they have to spend a certain amount of hours every day studying. Athletes have to spend a certain amount of hours in the gym every single day, every single week, just so that they can reach a certain level in their own stamina and their own physique. But one of the things we don't realize is that this exact same thing applies to us when we talk about community building and we talk about building our own iman. Because one of the things, if you go back and remember what John F. Kennedy said, was don't ask what your country can do for you, but ask what you can do for your country. So similarly, when we talk about community building, we need to look at this from the Islamic perspective, that we always shouldn't be asking about what the masjid can do for us. Because we already know that. We know the masjid is supposed to be a place to unite the community. We know it's a place to bring the community together. A place to bring the community together. A place as an outreach. A place during the time of the Prophet ﷺ that served as a shelter. And the thing is, if we just stop halfway, if the medical student stops studying after he learns basic anatomy, if the athlete stops training after he's able to bench a certain amount of weights, he's really undermining his own potential. And the reality is, when we talk about ihsan, when we talk about what the message of all the Anbiya was, it was to go above and beyond. So the reality is, we need to take a moment and ask ourselves, alhamdulillah, McLean is a very new community and it's still growing, as Dr. Chorley was mentioning. But we really need to be asking ourselves the same question now. That how much is the masjid doing for us? And then we really need to be asking, how much are we doing for the masjid? Alhamdulillah, many parents have their children here in different programs. Alhamdulillah, many people come for Jum'ah at the hotel in Tyson's. Alhamdulillah, there's the Sunday school that my brother Mubin was talking about. But at the end of the day, what about every other single person in this room? Because this is something, at the end of the day, a community will be as strong as the people that invest their time into it. The masjid will be a reflection of its community. The more time that we put into developing a masjid, the better it will be. And the less time that we put into putting into a masjid, the weaker it's going to become. And at the end of the day, no one else will be able to blame except our own selves. And this is something we really need to take a moment. We have potlucks, we go for Ramadan, we go for Eid, but at the end of the day, how much is this really developing our own self? The athlete's going to spend his time to go above and beyond. The student will spend his time to go above and beyond. But what about ourselves? We always think about, I'm going to develop my own spirituality, I'm going to develop my own iman. But the reality is, we have more rights than just our own rights. The Quran teaches us you have your rights to Allah, your own rights, and then you have rights to humanity. You have rights to a community. So we really need to take a moment and almost look deep down inside ourselves and realize, where are we going? Dr. Chorley was talking about, alhamdulillah, this masjid has been around for a few years. And the thing is, if we wanted to excel, it's going to come from every single person in this room and every single youth putting the effort into it to make a masjid so this can become a model for all of humanity. And if not, I mean, at the end of the day, it will just come back to and reflect our own character. We can't always just depend on, you know, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that, and completely forget that Allah sent us and put rights on humanity that we also need to fulfill. It really is a moment. Take a second as you finish eating, as you're driving home, and ask yourself, alhamdulillah, the masjid has done a lot for me. It's helped my children. It's helped me develop a little bit. And at the end of the day, what can I do now to help serve the masjid? What else can I do to help serve the community? Because at the end of the day, by serving the community, you are still fulfilling an obligation that Allah Azza wa Jal has put upon every single one of us. Barakallahu feekum.